The feeling that we have is it's like we have been sentenced to death and like every day we are waiting to be executed.
Former international students say a long-awaited Canadian immigration program allowing them to extend their post-graduation work permits is now leaving some of them behind.
People like me who had already got the 2021 postgraduate work permit extension will not be eligible in the 2022.
Last year's 18-month extension allowed many to stay in Canada during the pandemic and help with labor shortages. Under normal circumstances, they would now be on their way to permanent residency.
But then the process for transitioning people from postgraduate work permits to permanent residence was stopped for probably like 10 months.
That process, which resumed in July, is Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's online express entry system. Candidates create a profile online and the government invites them to apply for permanent residency based on their qualifications, which are rated in points. The higher the points, the more likely you are to get an invitation.
My score is 499, which is a pretty good score. And now they have increased the score so much that I'm not eligible.
In the next 2 months, if my work permit expires, I look to leave Canada. I should be given a fair shot at least gaining permanent residence.
The matter is even more urgent for some, like Ram Kumar, whose work permit is expiring in September. His wife joined him in Vancouver from India in late May on a spousal work permit, which means it has the same expiry date as his.
My wife is pregnant on her last month. And the thing is, she doesn't have the medical service plan because her permit is less than 6 months. We have to pay the huge amount to the hospitals.
When CityNews inquired, the Immigration Ministry said that last year's extension allowed people with permits expiring up to November 27, 2021 to apply. This year's extension allows those whose permits expired from September 2021 onwards until December 2022 to apply. So, those who received the extension last year and only those whose permits expire between September and November 2021 could be eligible for this year's extension. Those we spoke to say that was not clear in the extension program announcement and say they're still getting a raw deal after contributing to the Canadian economy.
They just discard us all, like without even give us an answer, an official answer.
How can you justify a policy which is meant for addressing labor market shortages by asking, and yet at the same time, that policy excludes people who already have jobs and asks them to leave Canada?
I have had a reputable job in a Canadian company. I have more than 2 years of experience. I have a Canadian education. When you're sending me back, you're telling me I'm not qualified. How is that fair? On what basis are you telling me that I'm not qualified to be staying in Canada?
We've got more on this story on our website, citynews.ca. For City News, I'm Dilshad Burman.